Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
What if Stephen Curry's true legacy isn't the titles, but the way he transforms everyone around him? While the Warriors fight in the playoffs, a bigger story is unfolding behind the scenes, a story that begins with recognition and could end with one of the greatest duos in NBA history. Stephen Curry, the face of a dynasty and the heart of a franchise, was finally crowned the best teammate in the NBA. After years of being the silent example of leadership, sacrifice, and loyalty, Curry now has a trophy that doesn't measure points, but character, the Twyman Stokes Teammate of the Year award. And yes, he is the first in Warriors history to win it. But this honor couldn't have come at a more symbolic moment. With the series against the Rockets nearly secured, things began to heat up behind the scenes in San Francisco. A rumor, or rather a bold idea, started to circulate. What if the league's greatest leader joined forces with the most dominant player in the NBA today? We're talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo, and about a trade proposal involving Jimmy Butler, promising young players like Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, and a mountain of draft picks. The logic? Matching salaries. A frustrated Bucks team after another early exit, and a Warriors organization determined to make every second of the Curry era count. Picture this, the greatest shooter in history alongside a scoring, defending, paint-dominating machine. Their chemistry might not be instant, but the promise is historic. And most fascinating, Curry wouldn't just be the technical facilitator, he'd be the emotional link that could transform Giannis into a true warrior. For the Bucks, the rebuild gains depth with a leader like Butler and valuable assets. For the Warriors, it's a bold bet, give up future pieces to go all in on the present. But the lingering question is it worth it? Is pairing the NBA's best teammate with the 2021 Finals MVP the right move to bring the Warriors back to the top? Or is the price too steep for a franchise that's always valued culture, continuity, and internal development? If you enjoyed this content and want to follow all the behind the scenes of this potential trade that could change the NBA's future, subscribe now to the Warriors News Fan Update channel, turn on notifications, and hit that like button. Now we want to know, would you approve a trade for Giannis? Would Curry and the Greek Freak be the most dominant duo in the league? Write it in the comments. But not everything is rosy. On one hand, the arrival of Giannis could ignite a new golden era in San Francisco, but on the other, the departure of Jimmy Butler would be an emotional and tactical blow. Butler has been more than just numbers since he arrived. He brought intensity, playoff experience, and a winning mentality that fit like a glove with Steve Kerr's philosophy. His presence in the locker room, his energy in clutch games, and his ability to elevate teammates turned the Warriors from a team in transition into a true title contender. Trading Butler now, just when the chemistry seems to be peaking, would be risking everything for a new build, more powerful, yes, but also more volatile. And then there's the sacrificed youth. Moody and Podziemski are seen as key pieces for the franchise's future. Removing them from the equation might leave the roster too shallow to sustain a long campaign. Giannis is a monster. But is having two giants enough to win it all? That's where Curry's award comes back into focus. His coronation as the NBA's best teammate is not just a symbol, it's a promise. The promise that he can transform any superstar beside him into part of a cohesive whole. That he can step back when needed, take the lead when necessary, and above all, keep the Warriors' spirit alive, even amid a roster revolution. If this deal happens, it won't just be a player trade. It'll be a trade of eras, a new identity, a risk that only makes sense if Curry is the link, the mentor, and the engine of this new machine. Warriors News Fan Update will continue to follow every development in this story. The coming week may determine whether this rumor becomes reality, or just another chapter in the long soap opera of big trades that never came to be. But if it becomes real, get ready. Because Stephen Curry and Giannis Antetokounmpo together wouldn't just be a duo. They'd be an earthquake at the heart of the NBA. If you like this analysis and want to keep receiving deep and updated content about the Warriors, subscribe now to the channel, turn on notifications, and hit that like button. Now it's your turn. What would you do if you were in Bob Myers' shoes? Go all in on Giannis or stick with Butler and the young talent? Comment below. Your opinion means a lot to us. As a Warriors fan, I'm torn, but honestly excited by the possibility. Seeing Stephen Curry finally being recognized as the NBA's best teammate is more than deserved. He's always been the emotional, technical, and spiritual foundation of this franchise. And this award only confirms what fans already knew. Curry is the kind of leader who turns every player into a better version of themselves. Now, about the potential trade for Giannis. Man, it's impossible not to dream. We're talking Stephen Curry plus Giannis Antetokounmpo, two of the most impactful players of the modern era, with completely different styles, yet complementary. Curry stretches the floor like no one else. Giannis bulldozes through any one-on-one defense. Together, they'd be unstoppable. But the price is high. Losing Butler at this moment hurts. He brought new soul to the team. And giving up talents like Podziemski and Moody, plus multiple draft picks, could cost us depth and future. The question is, how much longer is the championship window open? If we want another title with Curry as the protagonist, maybe this is the move. And honestly, I'm willing to take that risk. Not because I don't value the current roster, but because putting two leaders like Curry and Giannis together is something the NBA rarely sees. And if there's someone capable of making that fusion work without ego, with humility and total focus on the team, it's Stephen Curry. So yes, as a Warriors fan, I support this bold move. Because legends aren't built on stability alone. Sometimes they're forged in bold decisions that change everything. And if you ask me, but what if it doesn't work? I answer with the heart of a true Warriors fan. For what Curry represents, it's worth the risk. Because this trade isn't just about Giannis. It's about not wasting the final years of one of the greatest players basketball has ever seen. It's about giving him a real chance to end his career competing for what he loves. Titles. Not individual awards. Not stats. But collective victories. Legacy. And that's exactly where Curry sets himself apart from so many other icons. He doesn't need the spotlight to shine. He shines because he elevates everyone around him. Now imagine him beside an MVP who, despite all he's achieved, is still hungry to win. It's not about building a super team for vanity. It's about uniting two pillars of ethics, effort, and excellence. And if that means giving up promising youth and draft picks, so be it. Because the future is important, but sometimes the chance to make history again is one of a kind. And as a fan, seeing Curry being recognized by his peers and then immediately consider the key piece to attracting a name like Giannis shows me just how respected he is. On and off the court. Now the ball is in the front office's court. And with the fans, too. Because in the end, it's bold decisions that define great franchises. And great legacies. If you believe this duo can change the course of the NBA, subscribe to the Warriors News Fan Update channel, leave your like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single detail of the next chapters. And tell us, would you trade Butler, the young players, and draft picks for Giannis? Or would you keep the current group, betting on internal development? The discussion is open in the comments, and your voice, as always, is a fundamental part of this community.